everyone. All right. Hi, Kanksha. Virtual high five for being on the hot seat today.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm very excited to be here.
Me too. I think this is the first time we're doing something of that's not related to the same corporate stuff that we do every week.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited and honestly also a little nervous. But before I get started with your introduction, a big hello and welcome to all of our audience. Again, super excited about the discussion / fun / virtual Bollywood party for the day.
Yeah.
All right. So our guest for the day is Akanksha, as you've already heard from me, fondly known as AKA Nach by all her Instagram and YouTube fans. So Akanksha, you're many things that most of us just wishfully think about. You know, you're a choreographer, you're an actor, you're a model, you're a dance trainer, you're a am I missing out any of the performing art fields?
Nautanki. Boss queen, yes.
Perfect. And all of this, you decided to start sharing on the digital platform.
Yes.
Right? And this has turned you into an influencer today with some of your videos just flying through the roof. We're talking about 1 million views. So I was checking out a couple of your videos, obviously, when I was preparing for the entire script. And this 1 million, this 500,000, 300,000, and that's just a regular thing. Every second video has those kind of views, and that's absolutely amazing.
Luckily, randomly, I don't know.
But when you started hitting those numbers, it must be like a different high altogether.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's like you're texting your friends screenshots all the time, and at some point they get annoyed, but you're like 101,000, 105,000. But yeah, it's exciting. But what happens is once you hit that, once you get past that and you don't hit that after, you're like, what?
Why did this one not go there?
Why? But yeah, it's great.
Nice.
Blessing for sure.
All right. So through the session, we will talk about your journey. We'll talk about a couple of tips for everyone to know what goes on behind the scenes, all the grill that happens, right? For us, we just see the end product. We just see what's in front of us on YouTube that you've shared, right? And we see it looking all pretty and beautiful and glamorous. But the entire work or the process that goes behind it is what we would want to explore today and learn about, right? But before we do that, I would want to tell you what we have planned for the day today.
All right, hit me.
I'm supposed to start off with a song, which I did not.
I was waiting for that. Like, I'm just waiting to dance.
We can still do it. Why don't we do one thing? We get started with the session. Let's do like a little ding jack.
A ding jack. Barat dancing is my favorite, so thank you.
I was thinking of doing hook step in this, but then I figured, given my house is in a mess because I'm shifting tomorrow, I will just not do the hook step and get up from the place.
No, is there a hook step to that song?
I have no idea.
Faltu ka? No, there isn't. Don't just make stuff up and make me look dumb. There isn't. It's a Bharat song, but you know.
Look, it's a Punjabi song. There's always a hook step.
Yeah. The shoulders. Yes, of course.
All right. So for the discussions or whatever we have planned today, we have a game for you, which is rapid fire, which we've done a couple of times before, but we have a Bollywood Tadka because specifically for you, which is Pehchan Kaun.
Thank you.
I am going to play a dialogue in the background and you will have to guess which actor and what movie.
Oh, okay. We're going for this. Okay.
I'm sure we have some of your favorites. Who's your favorite actor and actress first?
Oh God. Well, I'm really basic and boring. So Shah Rukh Khan is made of Pehla Pehla Pyar. And I obviously love, yeah, Hrithik, Shahid, Ranveer. Okay, everyone. And actresses, I am a Priyanka fan, which is controversial, but I think she's the badass queen. Yeah, Vidya Balan, Alia Bhatt. Yeah.
Okay, I would also want to know from the audience what your favorite actors and actresses are, and let's see if I'm covering that in the game that we're doing today.
Yeah.
I'm not covering everyone that you've covered. Okay.
Let us know. Let us know. But yeah, hit me.
And yeah, while we are in the discussion, drop us some of the dialogues that you would want Akanksha to guess on the fly.
Wow, true. Oh gosh.
All right, getting started. To get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? That's the best place for us to know how the entire thing for you started off, right? Being an influencer. When you started, what motivated you to get into this line, and so on.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, the term is social media influencer. I don't call myself that. I think it's a weird term, and my friends will be the first one to be like, "You don't influence anyone." But as a lot of people know, I started with Zed Ali. He was a big YouTuber at the time, so we went to school together. So I was in his skits, which is why I still kept doing on skits. And I've always loved Bollywood dance myself, all the time, doing it since I was young. And since we moved so many countries like India, Africa, Canada, I never got to stay in a place and get proper training. So I was always dancing in my room and hiding and, trying to get dancing everywhere I can. So later on, I was in a lot of school teams. I started recording myself and putting stuff out there, just stuff that I enjoyed. There was no plan, and people took to it. They liked it. So now I'm here.
I enjoy it. I think it's so much fun. And just like you said, you started sharing things because just sharing things that you enjoy doing, right? And a couple of snippets of your day-to-day life, and that's what keeps us engaged. That gives us a person that you're interacting with, even if there's no direct, interaction person. I have direct interaction, but
Yeah. No, for sure. And I want to say it's the personality thing. I know some people have a really tough time. I'm very open in sharing, like that's my personality. So even when social media wasn't a thing, like Snapchat just came out, my friends used to criticize me. They used to be like, why is your Snapchat 3 hours long? You know how some people Snapchat, they would just share everything? That was me. But it became a thing. Now everyone's sharing everything and trying to be that way. So I'm a
the whole point of Snapchat was to have smaller bites.
I gave everyone a movie.
Amazing. All right, so it was fun knowing about the journey, but it's I think one of the challenges that we hear about or we are aware of, specifically in Asian or Southeast Asian countries, it's very rare, and usually not many families would be happy about a decision where you would quit a stable job. So you were in the IT sector as well, right? And get into performing field. Sometimes to the extent that people would be pursuing it without revealing their identities, which is information I'm getting from a movie, but still. How important do you think a role does the support of family play, and how things been for you?
Oh, family support is very important. I give a lot of kudos to people who don't have it and still continue on. But even getting it is hard. So for me, yes, I worked in a software company. I was in corporate sales and digital marketing after that, and quitting my job was really scary. That was a really hard decision for me, and I didn't just do it. I sat on it for a year. So I want to say that it took me really long, and it was actually my company and my team who encouraged me. That was one, but they said you can always come back to this. You can always come back to a job. Why not just get proper training and go out there and explore? So that was one. My parents are very sweet and they're very supportive and open with talking. But the tough part about social media and dancing is I don't have a clear answer. So sometimes they are really trying to support, but they don't know what they're supporting. And they want to know, and I can't really explain it, but I just want to, I have an instinct and I want to try. So I think they've been very sweet. I think you have to keep communicating with them and appreciate them for trying to understand, but it's more on you to just go for it. So, yeah.
That's amazing. I really like how you say, hey, sometimes you are also not very sure of what is it that you want to communicate, but the communication still has to happen.
Yeah. And I think that they just want to see that you're trying and, you're not just trying to do nothing. But it's not conventional, so it's hard. It's a risk.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, hit me.
Before we jump into the next
I'm kind of scared.
All right.
Sorry. Yes.
That's for the closing. Okay. So in a couple of things we spoke about, right? What's your choice when it comes to dance videos or wines or the fun videos?
Oh, so this is like rapid fire. I have to like answer fast. Okay. I'm answering so fast right now. My choice for rapid fire. My choice for vines, like skits.
Is it dance videos? What would you choose? Dance videos or vines? What do you enjoy most?
I can't pick that, but I watch both a lot. I want to say that visual learning helps a lot and it gives you ideas and helps you be more creative. So I watch dance videos all the time. My entire Explore feed is that. And I just love relatable skits, like the one that are about the Indian family and the mom. That's what I create, but I love watching that too. And like, that's why I think memes are so popular, because you're just like, wow, I'm pathetic too. And so are other people. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Someone you look forward to collaborating with and why?
Ooh, there's a lot. I've gotten the chance to interview for my Bollywood quiz episode a lot of dancers. So there's a really good Bollywood dancer that I look up to a lot. She's in Edmonton, Canada. Nana Batra is her name. I love her stuff. So it'd be a dream to dance with her one day. So, and of course, like Shah Rukh Khan, who we are going to collab, right?
All right. A situation where you would deny a paid sponsorship.
Oh, if I don't believe in the product, I would never use it. So I would never recommend other people to use it. And if they're too salesy and money-minded about it, like I think things need to be authentic if it works for your skin or like whatever the product is. But if they just want to be money-minded and push a long, boring message out there that I don't believe in, then I can't do it authentically. So yeah.
All right. That's nice. All right. Something you wish you didn't have to do but comes as part and parcel of being a social media person.
Oh my gosh, I wish I didn't have to do so much work. Because it's just so much work. You have to have a full team. You're your own spot dada, set dada, costume designer, makeup artist, director, videography. So costumes is one thing. Fashion is not my thing. So I just wish someone could get me matching outfits with my dancers and take care of that. A lot that goes into it that's not dancing.
Oh, so I'm going to spin off from your last rapid fire answer and ask you, do you have a team that helps you with the whole process?
I've worked with many different people, like different makeup artists, videographers, but I am trying to create a team because you want trusted people that you work with and the energy is good and they get what you're doing. Since I've worked with a lot of people, I can give you a lot of bad examples too, where the videographer was, I want the videographer to show some dimension and help, and the videographer is just going, and it's like, so I do have a really great videographer and editor that I've started working with now. Hopefully I can continue working with him throughout. I have a girl on my team that helps me sign up for, helps moderate all my classes, like letting students in, marketing it to them. So I'm trying to build a team of people that I trust and I can continually work with. That's the goal, getting there.
What are the different functions that you usually need? So it's not just about acting in a video or dancing in the back end, right? And somebody just taking the entire footage. There is so much more than that. What are the different? It's like an organization that runs. So tell me a little about it.
So if you're doing a really proper video, so I want to temper that because it's social media. So I actually think you should just start off doing it by yourself. You don't need everything else. But if you do, when you get into it, you need costumes, right? You need outfits. So the fashion is one thing, makeup and hair, and making sure you look synchronized even with the look with whoever is there is important. Practicing the dance and choreography and having dancers that can look similar to you is important. The practice is important because when you shoot, you need every angle and line has to be the same, and you can't be figuring that out at that time because you're going to be sweating, you know? So the practice is important. The videographer is important to get the proper angles and know the continuity of it. And editing. Now, when I started, and still to this day, I used to have a tripod, record myself, like run back and forth, hit play, go, do that. I used to do, obviously, own costume and hair, which I still do. And I learned how to edit myself. So on YouTube, I just watched stuff and I edited my own stuff. So, but yeah, you need editing, videography, costumes, makeup, hair, dance space, location. Location is so hard because Canada is cold. So I can't shoot outside, and inside you need a permit, policies. So there's a lot. What else?
Oh my God. I'm sweating.
Yeah. But if you're passionate about it, it's fine. You'll do it.
I think initially you can still do everything or, majority of the stuff on your own when you're getting started. But eventually you want to start focusing on the right piece for your own self to grow your, followers base. And you need to kind of figure out who to bring into your team, like for all of these different questions.
Yeah, for sure. But you can definitely do it yourself. And I want to encourage people that, I mean, even then, the good thing about social media and the hard thing about it, because people always ask me sort of like, how did you get 1 million views? I want to get that. And the thing about social media that's a curse and a blessing is that it's unpredictable. You never know. You can shoot something in your room alone and it'll hit 80,000 views, and you can get everything and you'll get 500 views, The blessing about that is that it's a level playing field for everyone. So if it wasn't, then rich people or people with a lot of resources would have figured it out and paid for everything, like a set designer, this and that, and that would be it. But social media is unpredictable. So the randomest things will go big. So don't stop yourself. Even I have to tell myself, if I have a choreography that I really want to put out there, don't get stuck in the process of, I need this, I need this. Just put it out there, So,
that's very interesting. So I think one of the most democratic channels that we have today, it doesn't matter how many resources you have, if you have the idea and you can implement it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's fair for everyone.
All right. So to this, I have another question. Now, given that there are so many people, everybody is on social media platform today, right? And on some platform or the other. And a lot of us are creating some form of content. With so much content available online, how do you kind of set yourself apart? How do you create the content that will generate 1 million views?
That's a really good question. I have an answer, but I don't think it's a good answer. I don't think it's good advice for people. Like, it's not what you're looking to hear, but basically, I I plan less. Like, I work really hard on an idea that I'm passionate about, but I plan less on what it means. I know YouTubers who are amazing and they got millions of followers and they have a schedule. They're like, on Tuesday, we're going to do something emotional. On Thursday, we're going to do a skit and like fun. And they have a schedule, you know. For me, it's a song that's stuck in my head. It's an idea that I see my mom do that I think it's relatable. So I just put stuff out there that I like. And luckily, sometimes people take to it and they relate to it. And I think that's what's worked well for me is I've planned it less. Like, people have a curated feed that I'm going to have professional pictures only and like this, and this. And I don't. And I think people followed me for dance. Like, they started following me for my skits and dance, but they continue following me because of maybe the videos I post with my mom or like the stuff that I do. So having more personal things and planning it less and being more yourself and original helps bring it together.
So, like you said, people started following you for dance. We obviously know that you love to dance, right? All I need to do is play some music and
yeah,
it just goes.
Dance for sure. But I do get messages all the time that, oh, we only follow you to see your nieces and your mom. Like, my mom is so famous on my thing and I don't get offended. I'm like, sure, if you're following me, you are. But yeah, it's sharing other aspects too that make people feel like they know you.
Did you actually go through like a formal training for dance?
So that was my biggest sort of tough thing and insecurity, because we're moving countries all the time. Like, I never got to get proper training. So everything I started creating at the start was just my own choreography and things that I created by watching. But I think training is important. I think technique is important and it helps you grow your palette for stuff that you can do, which is why I quit my job and I moved to India to actually get dance training. So I was in Nitya Shakti, that's Shakti Mohan's studio, and I attended every workshop or class and just to expose myself. So I'm training, I'm training, and I hope to always be training, because in artist life is that, it's just constant.
I wanted to keep this question for a little later, but we would want to know a little more about your trip to India. We'll probably end with that. But before we move on to the next section, we want to cover a bit on challenges. We will do the Pehchan Kaun round. And here, I also would want the audiences to drop us your answers, do participate. I'm going to play a dialogue in the background, and Akanksha, you have to identify who delivered the dialogue and what movie it's from.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Don't anger
me. Don't anger me. Akshay Kumar, Rowdy Rathore.
Oh, nice. I'm just starting easy.
Thanks.
That's the next one.
Oh, Bazigar, right? Hanu wale ko Bazigar. Look, you almost gave it away. You Shahrukh Khan.
All right, next one.
मैं क्या करूं? मैं नाच के दिखा सकता हूं। अरे तुम क्या नाचोगे मनु शर्मा? हालत देखिए अपनी।
Tanu, it's Manu. I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but yeah, Kangna and Madhavan.
Yes.
Yeah. Which one is it? 1 or 2?
I don't know.
Great. All right.
तो एक ही बात कहे श्रीमंत, आप हमसे हमारी जिंदगी मांग लेते, हम आपको खुशी खुशी दे देते, और आपने तो हमसे हमारा गुरूर छीन लिया.
This is one of my favorite dialogues. Just, well, not that it's like great, but I think it was delivered with such dud. But Priyanka, sorry, I want to get it right. Ramleela Baji Ramastani.
Oh, nice.
I go through all the Sanjay Leela Bhansali movies that look the same. But yeah.
All right.
फिल्म शोले, धर्मेंद्र, शराबी सीन. मासी जी.
I'm not even sure you would know this one, given I'm the old generation.
It sounded like Anupam Kher, was it?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I know. Anybody else know what that was?
No? Yeah. It's Hum Aapke Hai Kaun.
Oh, yeah. I don't know it that well. I only keep watching the first half of it. Second half is too depressing.
This wasn't the first half.
Well, Madhuri scenes only. Exclusive. Nice.
This is right before the song Mine Mine.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
All right. The final section today is the challenges around being a social media influencer. So if you were to identify one of the most pressing challenge, what would that be?
One? I can only say one. There's 500. But I think getting started is hard. And I want to speak about that because I have a lot of people come up to me. They said, oh, I want to start my YouTube, or I see like talented people and ask them, oh, what's your Instagram? And I hear a lot of this, which is, oh, I'm just going to take a lot of classes, or I'm going to practice a lot, perfect my technique, then I'll start. And my answer is just start. Just start. There's no perfect time. There's no perfect way, and you'll get better as you go. So you just have to start. Like my first video was crap. It was really blurry. The camera was like this, but just start and you'll just improve as you go. But the reason that's hard, which is I think the biggest pressing challenge, is putting yourself out there is hard, because you're putting yourself out there for criticism, comments, compliments too, but you're really putting yourself out there, and it's embarrassing. Like you feel embarrassed. I get a lot of negative comments, not a lot, but I still get them for sure. And I think you need to be able to respond to that well and take that well, but it's not easy. And you can see even the Kardashians or Alia Bhatt, like people are getting criticized all the time for everything that they do. If they do good, they get criticized. If they do bad, they get
That's true.
criticized. So putting yourself out there is hard.
Yeah, I think irrespective of what you do, there will always be a bunch of people who would come there to just say something negative, to drop a comment that is not pleasant to read or hear.
Yeah.
So you're right when you say you do have to be stronger than that and just let it go, not worry or bother too much about it.
Yeah, but it's not easy, and it took me time. Like, I think I remember saying when I started, any negative comments I got, like I would get a lot of comments that would be like, "This is so fun, great, da, da," and then I get a comment like, "This is crap. You guys don't know what you're doing, or you need to like improve or take a class." So that bogs you down. I think it's easy to say, "Oh, just let it go." It sticks in your head for everyone. It just does. So what I used to do at the start was like delete it right away, because I was embarrassed that other people would see it, blah, blah, blah. But I stopped doing that. Any negative comment I have is there up on my page. And the reason why I did that is because I have like 99 positive comments and 1 bad. So if I react to it, if I respond to it, if I delete it, it means I've ignored 99 positive things and I've focused on the bad. So I either respond to everyone and I leave everything there, because then I'm giving the hate comment energy, more energy than all the love. So focus on the love.
And it must be a process, right? Because we do get focus. We do tend to focus a lot of our energy on that, and it's not just energy. It's not a feel good thing when you hear something like that. You put in a lot of effort, and you were hoping something good comes out of it, and then there's this one person out of 100 people, like you said, who will come there and say, "Hey, you don't know anything that you're doing," and it's very demotivating sometimes.
Yeah, and people are out there, like they just have the guts to write anything and they go for it. So those people are out there. So just focus on, if you find yourself, what I try to do, if I find myself thinking about it a lot, I go back and read all the other comments to be like, these are people who took out time in their day to write something good. So there's that too. Yeah.
That's a very interesting tip. I think must follow that. All right. So the last piece over here is, of course, a question that lingers on everyone's mind who wants to look at social media as a full-time option, right? Or even part-time, or start off the journey at all. It's the monetization bit. So we obviously hear a lot when we have brand folks in our organizations. I know that they get in touch with influencers, but it's usually just a trade, a barter system sort of thing, right? Like you post about my product, and I am going to give you a hamper, and that's that. How do you monetize of this? Because that doesn't pay bills.
It does not pay the bills. Yes. So this is hard. I'm going to be honest, and I'll give you things that I've done that have worked for me, but I'll be the first one to say that I haven't figured it out 100% myself. And I think that's being an artist regardless. I think even because there's not a steady paycheck, right? So when even a Bollywood actor comes out with the movie does amazing. You think they're great. And 2-3 months after, you're like, okay, but now what? Like, what are you gonna do now, right? So they have the same struggles, and so do social media influencers. So I am not a blogger, and I find a lot of influencers are that. So it's very easy for them to get product or get paid through that because they take pictures and like do that. For me, I do dance videos and skits, which also get a lot of attention, but that's not the conventional influencer thing, right? So what has worked well for me, like I worked with 4 great brands this year, is that instead of the usual thing, it's like, oh, I'll post a picture, like, you know, I'll just do this. Like that's there all the time, and it's not very inviting. So when I reach out to them, I give them a full plan that, oh, I'm going to be offering a workshop, like an Instagram live free class, or I'm going to be offering this Bollywood quiz episode. I'm doing something entertaining. I'm offering this to the people. You can sponsor that, and then it'll help get your name out there. So I think finding creative ways to do a campaign and project where you're offering something and then brands feel good joining in with that message. So I ran a campaign where I did a free dance class. I had a fashion designer sponsor, and then we ran a contest that whoever attended the class or sent a video tags us. So that fashion sponsor's name got out there a lot more. So I think having a campaign well thought out is easier to get a brand signed up with you. And it's changing. It's like picture, it's not that thing. And, you know, I think it looks glamorous when bloggers get products for free. I got a lot of that, and I'm not going to say that that's not great. I felt great, and I think it's good. But what ends up happening is, because it's not something you would choose to buy, so you end up with a lot of product that you don't really need or wouldn't buy yourself. So I think it's important to go in another way. It is a sort of corporate sales experience where you say, I'm going to be doing this. This is my plan. That this is how you can fit in and get people on board that way.
I think initially it probably works out well to keep yourself also motivated, where you're doing a barter trade sort of a thing. I'm going to post about a particular brand and I receive things from them. It definitely is a feel good factor, and it kind of pushes you to continue doing more. And that I think is very important because the turnaround time is long. It's not like I can start posting the content today and tomorrow I'm going to get a million viewers. It's going to take a while. It's going to take consistency, and you never know when that breaking point happens where things will change for me, right? Where suddenly I'm going to have the number of viewers that where I can monetize it.
Yeah.
And until then, to make sure that you still have your motivation levels up, it's not very easy. It's I think one of the biggest challenges that influencers probably face. So till the time you don't hit that number, it's continuously motivate yourself. Keep your own
Yeah.
yeah.
No, for sure. And I think a barter system is good starting out. I'm saying I did it too, and I encourage people. But what I'm realizing is that at a certain point, for sure, but there's no number. People say, "Oh, after I hit 100K, I'm gonna start asking people to pay." But I see people at 2,000K, like 2,000K, 2,000. And they are charging already. So it's not about charging and being that way. It's believing in yourself, saying, I'm going to put all this work. This is the value you're going to get out of it, and working with brands in that way. So there's no number. You'll know yourself, but yeah, it's okay to start off free, but there's no set path. So whenever you feel that, wow, I'm putting a lot into this, then you yourself will be like, I deserve to get paid.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's motivating for me.
Yes, for sure.
Right. I have a question. I remember watching one of your stories where you posted about a sipper that you've added to your merchandise. Is that the same one that you're using right now?
A what?
Buck with AK sipper.
Oh no, it's right here. Can I get it? So I just totally using it. But yeah. My videographer, so my editor, he came up with this logo. So it was a sweet gift.
It is a very nice, very Bollywoodish logo. It's a perfect fit. Could not think of something better.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now, the last piece that we're covering is, of course, your India trip. We're very excited to know. And I remember your schedule was crazy hectic while you were here. So tell us how it went and what got you here and more.
Yeah, it was a very challenging experience for me. It was very tough, but rewarding for sure. It was worth it, and I'll say that a million times. So it's worth it to take the risk. You'll never regret it. So I went to get dance training. My schedule was literally sometimes 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So Sakshi, I was dying and I was cranky and I wasn't smiling. I used to nap on the floor when there was time. Like I just needed to sleep sometimes. So I came for dance training, collaborations. I collaborated with some amazing YouTubers and dancers, actors there. I came to get exposed to that because Bollywood dance and sort of the Indian skits is my brand. So that's why Mumbai made sense. I also did a couple auditions because I did skits. I wanted to look into acting. I did a few auditions, and it was, I think in the first or second audition, I just sat there and I just needed to, go through that process to be like, okay, I don't want to do this because I just hated it. So with dancing, I loved it, and I was getting a lot of more in terms of my flexibility and strength was improving. So I focused a lot of time on that. And when I wasn't in studio training on my technique, I was attending every workshop there is, like in every corner. Like I went to 2 or 3 Saturdays, Sundays, all the time. And I think people say it's hard to see in yourself, but my technique definitely improved. My ideas improved because I was exposed to a lot. And I'm really passionate about Bollywood music. So when I was learning, because I can learn hip hop here. Canada has that, right? Of course. But when I was there, I was learning it to like Bollywood songs. So when you're so passionate about it, when you're passionate about something, learning becomes easier. So remember I was in this locking class. Like locking is really like tough and hard. And it was like the instructor was like thugged out and cool, and he played the Kareena Kapoor song, Deewana Hai Dekho Bekarar. I'm like, yes, I want to be locking to this. I do. Thank you. So there was a lot of that, but it was very hard. Moving to a new country and place is tough. I was alone. I spent Diwali alone in my room for 3 days because families travel to their own, friends travel to their own families, and so moving to a new place, making friends, relationships, it's lonely and it's tough, but Mumbai was great. You're there right now, and I'll tell you that because the population is so high, things that I would learn in America in maybe a month, I would learn in an hour there because it's just like boom, boom, boom. So yeah, it's good.
Well, I'm sure it must have been a very. So there are two sides to it, right? When you come to a whole new country and all the challenges that you're talking about, your perspective changes 180 degrees. What you had learned, not just from the skill perspective in terms of dance or the profession in front, but just generally in terms of survival, in terms of interacting with people, in terms of getting things done, because you're all on your own. The only person who has your back is yourself. That's it. There's nobody else. And that's a difficult spot to be in.
Yeah, it's very hard. And I want to say there's a comment here that's saying, Akanksha, you're so honest while discussing it. I want to be honest and said that I cried a lot. I cried so much because you're putting yourself out there, which I said is already tough. You're alone. And in class, like when you're training, you suck and you're constantly being told. And you have also, I'm getting dance training when I'm older. So there's a 7-year-old doing splits like, and I'm just like, relax, you have to show off so much. So you are having a tough time because you're alone. It's new, but you also suck and you want to improve, and you're giving all your time, your sleep, energy, and you don't have friends to go home to after because the time zone is so off that when you call them, they're like, we were asleep. I'm like, why? I need to cry right now. So it's a lot of challenges, but yeah, after you go through it, or even during you go through it, like when I was in India, I remember there's a few times that I was just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening, because I think ever since I was young, I always thought about this, like trying not, because, I had to get my school done. School ke baad, job ke baad, experience. There's always like a line of things that you have to do. And I always thought about just breaking away and doing something that I want, but it's not conventional. So when I was in India, sometimes I would stop and I'm like, I'm actually doing it. Things that I thought about for years, I'm doing it. It's crazy, but it's hard.
Hard, but I'm sure what you've learned. So your experience that you're talking about kind of reminds me very minutely, because I think I went at an older age to Philippines.
Yeah.
So there was absolutely nobody that we knew over there. So I had like a studio apartment, same story. My work was a 180-degree different competency altogether. So, and life wasn't easy. It's never easy when you have Indian managers. And everybody around there was kind of the whole thing, right? There's a cultural shift, there's a work shift, everything.
Yeah, and people, you have your own cliques for sure, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I want to say, I'm really close with my university friends still right now. Like there's 6 of us now, but we're all hanging out tonight, and we're just so close, and we're a clique too. Like, because we've known each other for so long, we can share stuff. And if someone else tries to come into it, it's not the same. So when I was in India, I understood that cliques have already been made, and it's not easy for me to just be like, be my friend, you know? But yeah, it's a cultural shift. Even small things like in Canada, I know if I have to photocopy anything, or if I have to print something, if I do something, I know where to go. यहाँ से वहाँ जाना है, वहाँ से yeah. India में, I just had no idea. I used to like message you a lot, be like, can you tell me how to do basic things? And yeah, so there's a lot of new things, and I have to say, I loved India. It taught me a lot, and I hope I can, when Corona ends, I can keep coming back to train, but it made me appreciate Canada a lot more too. I respect Canada because it's my home and it's my comfort for sure. So yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So that's all the questions I had, but I do have a ripoff of what you do in your host, the show that you host, Bak Bak with AK.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm gonna just sign off with a footstep.
It's not Bakwas with AK. It's Bollywood Bakwas with AK, and the initials are BBAK. Bak Bak.
Oh my God.
I'm okay with it. I like that the name caught on. Bak Bak.
Yes. Right. Let's do that.
Sure. So hook step. So you're gonna play a song, but can you play a song that has a hook step?
Yes, this one does.
Okay. I've seen it up. I'm ready.
All right. Well, obviously we cannot see our audience join in over here, but please do
dance along. Yeah.
Dance along.
All right. So I don't know if that's a hook step. That's my hook step. That's my choreography, but whatever.
Yeah, that's the step I saw. I thought it was a hook step because you did that, she did that. I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Oh, hers was different. I don't remember what hers was, but I just did my own.
Okay, this was one of the choreography that I really enjoyed. So I am going to ask everybody who's joining us for the discussion today, check out Akanksha's channel and some amazing wines, some amazing skits, and wonderful dance videos. Check them out.
Thank you.
So much, Akanksha, and bye-bye, audience.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching and joining. And Sakshi, always lovely talking to you. You did great. Thank you so much.